Hi everyone, thank you for joining me once again. Today we are going to talk about the feminine manifestation of the divine in Jewish mysticism. Today we're going to talk about the Shekinah. So the Shekinah, or as we pronounce it in Hebrew, Shekhinah, is the feminine manifestation of the divine, of God in Jewish mysticism. When monotheism took over, all the ancient gods and goddesses were set aside. They were no longer part of their belief systems. Some of them were turned to angelic beings, and some of them were considered very unwelcome, such as the ancient fertility goddesses that were very powerful and that people were very loyal to them. But even though monotheistic beliefs took over, people still needed some kind of a goddess figure, a feminine figure, that would assist them in all sorts of things such as fertility, giving birth, healing, and they needed someone to step into this void. The one who stepped into this void in Jewish mysticism is the Shekinah, the Shekhinah. We know that during the first centuries, we have documentations of conversations between people that practiced Jewish mysticism and magic before it was called mysticism, and they said that if you are not well practiced or educated in those fields, you should not even be taught about the concept of Shekinah. Why? Because she was such a strong figure to begin with that they said in very early monotheism that people might understand from that it is okay to worship two different figures, a male divinity and a feminine one. We do have to remember that during those times, a lot of the world in Asia and Europe was still worshipping many gods or goddesses. People still remember the old gods and goddesses, and people needed this feminine figure to assist them in their lives. The Shekinah is taking many things from the ancient goddesses. For example, she's traveling up and down the tree of life, the different heavens or spheres in Jewish mysticism. We do know that the tree of life was a symbol associated with Asherah, the main Canaanite fertility goddesses. So in Jewish mysticism, the Shekinah is almost an extension of God, of the divine male. It is said that when the Jewish temple existed in Jerusalem, the Spirit of God used to be in its temple. It was the house of God, and the Spirit of God was the Shekinah. More than that, they used to meet in the Holy of Holies, the Shekinah, the feminine extension of God, and the divine male. Sometimes the Shekinah is being associated with wisdom. Wisdom is one of the divine qualities. The male quality is glory, and you want to help those two become one. We can see the Shekinah today as a figure who helps the weak. She also arouses love between a man and a woman, a husband and a wife. Sometimes they say that the human bride in the Jewish wedding underneath the chuppah, the kenpoi, is an embodiment of the Shekinah, of this divine feminine, the spiritual feminine. When the Jews are being exiled from the land, the Shekinah is being exiled with them, and she accompanies them no matter where they go, and when they feel sorrow, so does she. There's a story that sometimes the Shekinah is flying all the way back to ruined Jerusalem and to the ruined Jewish temple, and when she sees the ruins of her ancient house, and she understands that she has no house to be in, she cries. When people are committing sins or being mean to one another, the Shekinah is taking one step down in the heavens, from the upper ones to the lower ones. When people are doing good things and are kind to each other, this is what helps her to climb back in the heavens until she is one again with the Spirit of God in the most upper heaven. There are many ways to help her to become one with God again, by praying, by doing spiritual things, by doing good things. And she is drifting almost between earth and heavens, and again, this is where she's very different from the ancient goddesses, who did not need the assistance of a male divinity to be goddesses on their own right and to have their own temple that was not necessarily the temple of the divine male or the god, any god. Today, people are researching those ancient figures, the goddesses, the prophets, the warriors. One of those figures, or the characters that people want to gain the respect that she truly deserves, is the Shekinah, the Shekhinah, the feminine manifestations of the divine of God in Jewish mysticism. There are prayers and ritual, for example, when Shabbat comes and the evening of Friday until the evening on Saturday, you invite the spirit of the Shekinah into your house and into your family, and you wish for her blessings. So, thank you for joining me to hear about the Shekinah and her light. I do hope that she will bless you, and I do hope that you will join me next time as we continue to talk about all those amazing characters that we can find either in Jewish mysticism or in ancient mythologies. Thank you, and I will see you next time.